aiding Anunnaki in early Earth experiments. Era is a warm and temperate planet sustaining a wide variety of life forms and biozones. The planets are mainly silicate. They imported many vegetal and animal species from their home world Maya, recreating a natural biohabitat with 5 climates: tropical, tepid, temperate, glacial, and polar. They have seasons, rain and snow, luxuriant forests, deep valleys, stunning coastlines, and numerous high mountain ranges. It is a magnificent world. Turquoise blue skies can be seen from space, with 7 moons laying across the horizons. This world is populated by the Ahel colony, a pale-skinned, grey-skinned, and fair-skinned, blue-eyed, blonde, white, or dark brown-haired race from Maya, indistinguishable from Nordic earthlings. They are a spiritual race, cultivating arts serving attainment, inner peace, and spiritual ascension, such as ethereal music, dance, visuals, and lovemaking. Something very particular to the Ahel because of its natural photosensitivity, adapted by their planet Asha'ara, as well as genetic heritage, is their skin being exceptionally sensitive to sensual touch. The Pleiadians distinguish, in the act of love, reproductive function from transfiguration of consciousness. Many of their advanced floating sky cities are in the skies of Asha'ara, shimmering like glowing crystal white cities with large land masses of green nature, flying birds and extravagant architecture reminiscent of futuristic Greek cities. There is a part in their brain that activates puberty, and they can switch it on at will to stimulate the epidermis receptor cells. Regarding entwined soul ascension, all aspects of the being are enthused. The physical, symbolized by the skin, and the internal, which is the genital connexon. The mental emotional aspect of love and spiritual energy of vibrational elevation in frequency. These 3 aspects combined allow them to reach higher realms of pure connection with mother and father consciousness, transcending densities as high as the 13th density source. In this attained state of bliss, they are only pure disembodied, universal, and omnipresent infinite consciousness. Concerning procreation, Pleiadians choose to perform it at the same moment or not, knowing that combining both is a very special moment in one's life, when the highest realms of ecstasy are embraced, the ultimate condition to ignite an impulse for the binding of a soul into a new incarnation. For reasons of practicality, they have also developed the option of artificial conception in life pods, but they usually choose the natural way. Concerning education, there are schools of specification. Each new child's abilities are identified and enticed to develop at their possibilities, in order for the being to achieve their mission and aspirations. Most youngsters are regrouped into specific schools of learning regarding their common talents. Their favorite leisure is to spend time outdoors, as well as gather for social entertainments such as games or artistic activities including concerts. Pleiadians are not into competitive sports like Earthlings. They believe that the best way to attain improvement is through personal development and not by competitive comparison. We have a vegetal alimentation. The race, Ahel, is based on an organic life form, but there is an upper class called the Elders, who choose not to incarnate because they passed a certain level of evolution. It is said the Elders can wander out of their body at will and return to it, being forever linked. They ingest vegetal ailments, primordial components, and energized water. The energized water is drunk when traveling, to allow their body to shift at will while not having to deal with food evacuation. Pleiadians have the choice for solid meal when not performing space travels. The major rule they live by is ingesting food that has no heart and no face. Otherwise, eating blood life forms lowers down the vibrational frequency. Pleiadians believe they are not space relatives to humans on Earth. The only difference is they were born somewhere else. They are not guardians of the planet, not like the Galactic Federation of Worlds or Council of Five. They are not gods, or what legends may know them as angels. Many Pleiadians have left messages on Earth that they do not and should not be worshipped. They promote spiritual evolution, but are liberating fighters when necessary, and most fight wars on many planets under the Federation of Worlds. They wish that Earthlings will be able to join the Federation of Worlds one day when they stop looking at each other as inferior, just like many races more advanced than them. Currently, they all had to start from primitive mindsets to more evolved mindsets. Pleiadian views on life are that all life is immortal, that the soul is eternal, because all life forms are a fractal of Source. Each being is made of a substance that is part of the creator of all, known as the Source. Source will never die because Source was never born. The Source is the great force that is love. Other than this view, they have no gods or idols like Earthlings. An Erahel scientist named Thor was sent by the GFW on Earth with the US government back in the 1940s to advance their knowledge on hyperspace travel. This extraterrestrial can be found in many recently released government documents, where it is stated that many live on the planet Earthlings called Venus, and many of these beings visit Earth like a vacation, including himself. When he came in contact with the US government, he was indistinguishable from the common man except for his outfit that was made out of non-Earth elements. His goal was to speed up the advancement of humans before the new growing threat of the Siakar Empire. Unfortunately, the US representatives and many foreign nations denied assistance from the Federation of Worlds. When they were contacted in 1954, they fell to the habitual con of the empire. The US President Eisenhower was warned about different life forms visiting Earth, some being pleasant and others not at all. If they would have agreed for help, they would deactivate all weapons and would end all wars, which would cultivate spiritual evolution and the joining with the Galactic Federation of Worlds. Pleiadians have an active program in assistance of the elevation of consciousness, assisting in finding freedom from the oppressive servitude of the Siakar Empire and the Orion and Altair groups, who are the Pleiadians that supported the Nazi Party. As such, they entice awareness opening through education, information, and channelings with spiritual mediums working through the high frequencies of the energy grid. Many are also a part of the Envoy program that involves incarnating into Earth bodies to perform groundwork more efficiently. This program on Earth is known as star seeds. Most cargo ships are made for long space travel and have cylindrical shapes. The patrol ships are smaller and discoidal. The fleet decades have a more oblong profile. The third planet of the Asha'aru system is Timar, which is a smaller world than Era, but the administrative central for the Ashara system. Temperate and also luxuriant with nature, Timar is more populated proportionally than Era. The Timahu are the Tal colony from Omankera. The complete Tal royal family who used to reign over the man races had escaped, as we know, to the Orion district and vanished into oblivion. Hence, a new government was formed on Timar from the union of a female royal descendant and a military hero. The Tali are cousins of the Ahil, with some differences, for instance, their alimentation. They are therefore more to elevate their frequency into higher densities. They are therefore more vulnerable to lower frequency races such as reptilians and greys. This is why they only choose to work in the background, especially in the military operations on Earth. Also, their spirituality is not based on sensitivity and sensuality like their cousins Ahil, but on ascetic methods which gives off the impression of coldness. Timari are involved with the Galactic Federation. They do visit Earth currently but have not established a distinct colony. Their ships are discoidal, very similar to the Ahel ships. All three races, Nur, Ahel and Ta'al, share in the Ashara system, the same technology and engineering. The fifth planet of the Asha'aru, known as the Al-Qurat, meaning the serene place, is inhabited by the descendants of Nur colonies. The Nuri are of the same genetic root as the Ahil, but present some physiological differences. Notably, their heights can reach up to 8 feet. The Alkori live long, as the Ahil and Tali, that is to say between 500 to 700,000 years. But a genetic alteration occurred due to the successive changes of habit conditions. The Nuri people like to travel. This